It's Tech It Out!
This week on Tech It Out, Greg will show you how to get fancy with version histories in Google Docs.
And Simon's covering how to filter your email in Gmail. Ha ha!
Jeff will share 3 easy design tips to get you started on the journey to making better posters and slideshow. Check it out!
You might know the version history feature in Google apps such as Google Docs as that thing that saves you whenever you accidentally delete all your work. But this week I want to show you how it can do even more than that. So to start out, you can find the version history in a Google Doc by following this link that says Last Edit. You can also find the version history in the File menu, under Version History, and you can click See Version History there. However you access it, when you click the link, you will open up a sidebar that looks like this. Now, a common problem is that it might look like there's only a couple of versions of the document and you can't see a bunch of the changes that you made because you made them really close together in time. To solve that, there's a little triangle here that says Expand Detailed Versions, and that'll show you many more changes that you made to the document along the way. Once I can see all the versions of the document, let's say I want to go back to find the blank version so that I can use this as a template for later. Once you find the version you're looking for, you can give it a name, and this makes it easy to find again for later use. This is particularly useful for documents that use the same format but that you update every week or for every unit. So for this vocabulary list, I'm going to find the version for each unit so I can consolidate them all into this document. For clarity, you can toggle the Show Changes button down here to hide the changes and see exactly what the document looks like at each point in time. Once you've found and named all the versions of the document that you want to keep, you can use the toggle at the top that says Only Show Named Versions to hide everything else and only show the final versions of the document. The great thing about this feature is it allows you to create master documents that clear up the clutter in your drive and limit the number of things that you have to share with colleagues. From here, you can make copies of specific versions by clicking the 3 dots on the right and clicking Make a Copy. This allows you to share with teammates or with students. If you want to edit a named version, you would have to click Restore this version up here, and then make your changes and rename the version again. Finally, now that you have this document all organized, you can give it a name befitting of the master document that it's become. And that's version history, taking you back to the future of organizing your documents.
Filters. Why would I want to use filters when dealing with my Gmail? Well, I'm going to use the example of the attendance emails that we get at school. In this case, I actually emailed myself the attendance, hence I've got the Simon May here, but the subject has usually got the word attendance in it. I don't need to necessarily read that email every day, but I need to keep it because it's a valuable resource. So I have many options. But I'm going to create a filter, and that filter will show me the options that you can use. So how do I create a filter? Well, I'm just going to click on one of these emails, open it up, I come to the 3 little dots, and then I'm going to click on Filter Messages like this. In this case, it's chosen it because it's from me. I'm going to take that out because the attendance could come from a variety of people. So I'm just going to write that I want the subject to be attendance or contains the words attendance. I then come and create the filter, and I've got lots of options. I'm going to mark it skip the inbox. I don't want to see it in the inbox, but I don't want to delete it. I want to archive it. So saved in my email in an archive area. Easy to get to if I need to. I can also mark it as read, and I'm going to do that. Now, to even organize it better, you could create a label with all these emails going to it. So I'm going to click here, I'm going to do a new label, and I'm going to call it attendance. And I'm going to create. Right down the bottom here, we have the option of applying it to the existing emails. In this case, there were 2. So if I apply this, any emails which has the subject attendance will also be placed in there. So past emails I have already received. So I'm going to create the filter. For the filter to take effect, it could take a few moments, but now I think we're all ready to go. On the inbox, I see that they've gone, and also a label has been created called attendance. I'm going to click on this label, and here I have the 2 emails both marked as read, and they've also been archived. So I can easily come to the attendance label and see past attendance emails. You might ask, how can I stop a filter working? In other words, delete the filter. To do that, I come up to the cogwheel, see all settings, and I click on filters and blocked addresses. Now I can delete that filter. I'm going to go OK. I'm going to go back to the inbox. Now you'll notice that the attendance label is still there, and inside there is the 2 attendance emails that were put into the attendance label. That's because when I deleted the filter, that's only going to affect future emails coming in. These emails are going to stay in the lovely attendance label, so I can always refer to them if I need to. And remember, all the new attendance emails are going to appear in my inbox because I deleted that filter.
Jeff, you're looking a bit sick. Is everything okay?
Not really. I'm just looking at posters that some of the students have made and they're making me feel sick. These days, with the technology we have at our disposal, we can all be content creators. Making a movie is easy. The problem is, making a good movie is hard. When I first started teaching, I'd spend hours with paper and pencil creating the perfect sign for my class. These days, I can quickly whip up a poster using Google Slides. The problem is, making a good one is hard. Graphic designers spend years at university perfecting the art of digital graphic design. And good graphic design is something that I'm very passionate about, and something I believe that every student and teacher can easily improve very quickly with a few simple design rules. I'm sick and tired of seeing those unicorn fonts, images everywhere, and rainbow colour schemes full of white space. So here are Jeff's 3 quick digital design tips that can help transform your next slideshow or poster from blah to brilliant. Tip number 1. Make your photos cover the whole screen. Rather than have multiple images and text on a slide, select one single image with lots of space. Add the text to the space in the image. It's a much better look and feel to your poster or your slideshow. Tip number 2. Consistency. Be consistent with your font and colours. Don't use different fonts and limit too many colours, especially when you're on the same page or slideshow. This can make a big difference to the viewer. And tip number 3. Speaking of colour, you should be very deliberate with your use of colour. Use simple, high contrast colour schemes to focus attention on elements of design. Use contrast to add visual interest, but more importantly, you want to direct the viewer's eye towards key information. This is really though just the tip of the iceberg. Graphic design is complicated, but lots of fun and effective when you get it right. There are so many resources out there, books, websites and videos for you and your students, so we can all start creating better content.
Jeff, are you going on about fishing again?
No, this time I'm talking about carp.
Carp?